The Torah reading this week is called Miketz, and it begins with Pharaoh taking Joseph out of the pit, the dungeon that he has been rotting in for so many years. The words of the parsha go like this: Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his hand, and Pharaoh put it on Joseph's hand. He had him dressed in robes of fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck. Just compare for a moment in your mind's eye the difference between the two disparate polar opposites. One, you've got Joseph rotting in a pit. He hasn't been clean. He hasn't had a bath. He's filthy. There are vermin running all over the place. He hasn't eaten any decent food for a long time. He's in rags. He's ugly. There's probably scars and scabs all over his body. They take him out of the dungeon. They bring him up to Pharaoh. They clean him. They wash him. They scrub him. They put clothes on him. They actually shave him, and they cut his hair and make him presentable. They put a gold signet on him, and then they bring him before Pharaoh. And so, who is man number one and who is man number two? They're the same person. Man number one in the dungeon of Egypt is a nobody. He's a bum. And you know what part of the body a bum is, right? There's a reason why we use that word to describe a person who may be homeless or look less decent than the rest of people, less dressed decently than the rest of the people on the street. And we treat them differently. We treat that person differently than we treat somebody wearing a three-piece suit that comes to greet us. We respect them, we revere them. Sir, what do you need? How can I help you? The other one, get out of my way. Or we avert our eyes, we pretend we don't see them. What are we looking at? Are you looking at the human being, or are you looking at the dress? There's this wonderful story told about a man who goes to see a famous rabbi, and he asks him for his advice. And then the rabbi gets from behind his desk after the question has been asked, and he gets on the same side of the desk as the man who's asking the question. He looks at the chair, and he says, I wonder what we should do. And the man who's come to the rabbi with the question looks at the rabbi who's sitting next to him now and says, why are you asking the empty chair what to do when I came asking you? He said, well, did you come to ask me, or did you come to ask the representative who sits in that chair? The moral of the story is that oftentimes we treat people with greater respect because of the way that they look, the title that they hold, the position that they sit in, which is entirely wrong. Mishnah Pirkei Avot teaches us profoundly, Al tistakel b'kankan elama sheyesh bo. Don't look at the externalities, but look at what is inside. That's what really matters. As Jews, we look at people on the internal level, not the external level. Beauty doesn't matter. Beauty doesn't count for anything. Beauty is external. Real beauty is internal. It is unselfish. It's kind. It's gentle. There's a term for the Jewish people, rachamim b'nei rachamim. We are called upon to be merciful, children of merciful. In other words, this is supposed to be a tradition that's handed down from generation to generation. Merciful, not to some, but to all. To have a kind heart, to look at every individual for who they are, because everybody is made in the image of God. Not just you, not just me, not just the well-dressed politician or the highfalutin professor that's got all the degrees after his or her own name. Everyone is needed. Everyone is unique with capabilities that no other person carries. That's the lesson we learn from Joseph.